Measurement of temperature. It is possible to identify whether the object is hot or cold with the help of temperature. How do we measure temperature? In hospitals, you might have seen doctors using a device for measuring temperature. What is it? It is a thermometer. The type of thermometer which is used to measure temperature of our body is called a clinical thermometer. Let's understand its structure. It is a long narrow tube with same thickness throughout the length. On one side of this tube, there is a bulb which contains mercury. For reading the temperature, there is a scale printed on thermometer. The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. However, it can vary between 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the clinical thermometer has reading from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Here, you must have understood that 35 and 42 are numbers and degrees Celsius is a unit of temperature. There is a very fine tube which originates from the bulb. It is called capillary tube. With rise in temperature, mercury expands in this tube. The capillary tube is bent near the bulb. It prevents mercury from flowing back into the bulb immediately. It gives more time to read the temperature. To get more correct reading, there are some divisions between two consecutive numbers. If there are 10 divisions, then each division signifies 1 by 10, that is equal to 0.1 degree Celsius temperature. And if there are 5 divisions, then each division suggests 1 by 5, that is equal to 0.2 degree Celsius temperature. How to use a thermometer? Before using thermometer, you should wash it with some antiseptic solution. Also, give some jerks to it so as to bring the mercury level falls below 35 degrees Celsius. Now, place the bulb of thermometer under your tongue. Keep it as it is for 1 minute and let the mercury expand in the tube. Now, take the thermometer out and find out the reading shown by the mercury. Just now you have identified your body temperature. Here is a sample value which is showing 37 degrees Celsius and 0.4 degrees Celsius, that is 37.4 degrees Celsius. For temperature measurement, there are units other than Celsius, such as Kelvin and Fahrenheit. Their scales also vary from that of Celsius scale. Always remember, never use a clinical thermometer for measuring the temperature of hot objects other than human body. It may break. Here we complete this topic. For more such videos, visit Learn.
Laboratory thermometer. Take a glass full of water. Now dip a laboratory thermometer in the glass such that it does not touch the walls or the bottom of the glass. You will see that the mercury line rises up for some time but then stops at one point. Note this point. It indicates temperature of water. On taking thermometer out, mercury starts falling down rapidly and it becomes difficult to note the reading. So a laboratory thermometer temperature has to be read when placed in water, but to measure the body temperature, the thermometer has to be taken out from the mouth. So it is impractical to use laboratory thermometer for measuring temperature of human body. Mercury is a very toxic substance. If the mercury bulb breaks inside our mouth, one can even die. To overcome this risk, nowadays, transfer of heat. There are 3 methods of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. First, let us understand conduction. You must have observed that the handle of a frying pan becomes hot when kept on a flame. As the hot pan is removed from the flame, it cools down. Do you know the reason behind it? This is because in the first case heat is transferred from the base of the pan, which is directly in contact with the flame. In the second case, heat is transferred from the pan to its surroundings. Thus, in both cases, heat transfers from a hotter body to a cooler body. This process of heat transfer is called conduction. Activity. Take a metal rod. Fix iron nails on the rod at equal distances and keep the rod in between bricks. Now take a candle and heat the free end of the rod. After some time, iron nails start falling down one by one from left to right. So what do we observe in this activity? We observe that the heat is transferred from the hotter end having candle to the cooler end not having candle. This is conduction. In solids, heat is generally transferred by the process of conduction. Convection. Now let us understand the convection. Fluids, that is, air or water, are poor conductors of heat, and heat transfers in fluids takes place by the process of convection. Take a round bottom flask filled with water. Place it on a tripod stand. Place potassium permanganate crystal in the center of the flask. Now heat the water by placing burner below the crystal. When water is heated, water near the flame gets hot and starts rising up. On the other hand, cold water moves down from the sides of the flask towards the source of heat. This process continues till the water present in the flask gets heated. Activity. Let us see more examples of heat transferred by convection. If you keep your hand on the flame, you will feel heated because hot air near the flame rises up due to convection. But if you keep your hand sideways, there is no convection, so you do not feel heated. So, we see that the air above the heat source gets heated and rises up. The empty space is filled by the cooler air from sideways. This gives a rise to an interesting phenomenon of breezes, especially near coastal areas. Radiation. We have seen that heat transfers in the presence of medium. When no medium is present, heat transfer takes place by radiation. We know that there is no medium existing between Earth and Sun. Therefore, the heat that the Earth receives from the Sun is due to the heat transfer through radiation. A solar cooker also works because of the heat energy obtained from the Sun by the process of radiation. A room heater heats up the room because of both radiation and convection. Land and sea breeze. Sea breeze is the wind developed during the daytime and blows from the sea towards the land. Let us understand how it is formed. Land has the property of getting heated fast and getting cooled fast. On the other hand, water heats up late and cools down late. So during the daytime, land gets heated faster as compared to water. The air over the land also gets heated and hence rises up. To take its place, the cooler air from the sea moves towards the land. This is called sea breeze. Then warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. At night, it is totally opposite. During night time, land is cooler than sea. Hence, cool air from the land blows towards the sea. This is called the land breeze. Season and clothes. Now, we know that the temperature of an object increases when it absorbs heat energy. Do all the bodies absorb or lose heat at the same rate? Let us check it with the help of an activity. Take two identical metallic containers, one painted black and other painted white. Pour equal amount of water in each container and leave them in the sun for about an hour. Measure the temperature with thermometer in both containers. What do you observe? Temperature of water present in black container is more than the white container. Why does this happen? Answer is very simple. It happens because black color absorbs all the radiation that falls on it. On the other hand, white color does not absorb radiation at all. Rather, it reflects radiation. Why do we wear black or darker shades in winters, whereas white or lighter shades in summer? Black color absorbs more heat but loses heat